Take a deep breath and imagine a moment when the world around you fell silent, when the applause stopped, the voices faded, and it was just you standing in the stillness of your own resolve. In that space, there were no lifelines, no assurances, and no one to lean on. It was a moment of reckoning, a test of your spirit, where every choice, every step, and every effort rested entirely in your hands. This is the moment when you understand the true essence of what it means to do it alone. When you are left to face challenges on your own, something remarkable begins to happen. You are forced to rely on yourself in ways you never have before. In the absence of a helping hand, you find the strength to carry your own weight. In the absence of guidance, you learn to navigate by instinct. And in the absence of encouragement, you discover that the only voice you truly need to hear is your own. This is the essence of self-reliance, the process of tapping into your inner reserves of strength, wisdom, and determination to overcome whatever stands in your way. At first, self-reliance can feel daunting. When you look around and realize there's no one there to share the load, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Doubt creeps in, whispering that you're not enough, that the challenges are too big, and that you need someone else to succeed. But these whispers are illusions. They are remnants of a mindset that believes your power comes from outside yourself. The truth is, the power you need has always been within you. It's just been waiting for the moment when you would need to call upon it. When you begin to lean into your own abilities, you discover that self-reliance is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about trusting yourself to figure things out along the way. It's about knowing that you won't always have the answers up front, but believing that you have the capacity to find them. Each small step forward, each decision made, and each challenge faced alone becomes proof of your capability. And with every success, no matter how small, your confidence grows. Self-reliance is also about taking responsibility for your own life. When you do it alone, there's no one else to blame, no one else to credit, and no one else to turn to. This might seem like a heavy burden, but it's also incredibly liberating. Taking full ownership of your journey means you are in control. You get to decide the direction you take, the pace at which you move, and the choices that shape your path. It's a reminder that your life is yours to create, and no one else holds the pen. In moments of solitude, self-reliance teaches you to listen to yourself. Without the noise of external opinions, you begin to hear the voice within the one that knows what you truly want and what you are truly capable of. And this inner voice becomes your guide, helping you navigate decisions with clarity and authenticity. It reminds you that your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's, and that your worth is not measured by how others perceive you, but by how you perceive yourself. The process of building self-reliance is not without its challenges. There will be moments when the weight feels unbearable, when you question whether you can keep going, and when the temptation to seek external validation becomes strong. But it is in these moments of doubt that self-reliance becomes most powerful. It teaches you to push through discomfort, to find solutions even when the path isn't clear, and to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. Every challenge you face alone becomes a lesson, every setback a teacher, and every victory a testament to your strength. Self-reliance is not about avoiding help when it's truly needed. It's about recognizing that you are capable of more than you often give yourself credit for. It's about stepping into your own power and realizing that you have the tools to handle whatever comes your way. The beauty of self-reliance is that it builds resilience. Once you have faced adversity on your own, you begin to trust in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. This trust becomes unshakable. It allows you to approach challenges with confidence, knowing that you've done it before and that you can do it again. Self-reliance doesn't mean you won't encounter difficulties. It means you'll meet them with a strength that cannot be taken away. In a world that often emphasizes dependence on others, self-reliance sets you apart. It reminds you that you are your own greatest resource and that the solutions you seek are often within you. It's not about isolation or rejecting support. It's about understanding that your journey is ultimately yours to navigate. And when you realize that you can rely on yourself, you unlock a freedom and a strength that changes everything. When you find yourself alone without the noise of outside voices and expectations, something extraordinary happens, you begin to hear the sound of your own thoughts with greater clarity. Silence, in its purest form, becomes a powerful tool for self-discovery. It is in the stillness that you are able to strip away distractions, unravel the layers of doubt and fear, and truly connect with your inner self. It's in these moments of quiet that you can tune into your own intuition, your own desires, and your own unique path. The world around you may be filled with chaos and noise, but it is in the silence that you gain the clarity to make the decisions that will shape your future. Silence has a way of revealing the truth. When there is no external chatter, you are no longer influenced by the opinions of others or the expectations that society places on you. Without this external influence, you are free to hear your own voice, to explore what truly matters to you, and to reflect on what you want to create in your life. This clarity comes from within. It is not something given to you by someone else, but something you discover when you have the courage to listen to the quiet of your own mind. In the absence of external noise, you are forced to confront yourself. Without the distractions of others, you can no longer avoid the truths you have been running from. Silence reveals your strengths and weaknesses, your fears and desires, and your true capabilities. It is in this space that you begin to understand what drives you, what makes you tick, and what you are truly capable of achieving. And it is here, in this deep reflection, that the seeds of your future successes are planted. The power of silence is not just about introspection. It also allows you to observe the world around you with a new perspective. Without the distractions of others, you can see things as they truly are, free from judgment or preconceived notions. So you begin to understand the patterns, the opportunities, and the challenges that lie ahead. This newfound awareness allows you to make decisions that are aligned with your true purpose and values. When you are in tune with yourself and the world around you, the path forward becomes clearer. Silence also provides a space for creativity to emerge. Without the constant chatter of opinions and judgments, you are free to think outside the box, to explore new ideas, and to innovate. It is in the quiet moments that your most profound insights often come to you. So whether you are working on a project, solving a problem, or dreaming up your next big idea, it is often the silence that allows you to tap into your deepest creativity. Without the clutter of other voices, your mind becomes a blank canvas on which you can paint your boldest ideas. This clarity and creativity are not just important in achieving success, but in maintaining it. When you act from a place of inner clarity, you are less likely to be swayed by the opinions of others or by the fear of failure. That you are able to stay grounded in your own truth, which makes you more resilient in the face of challenges. Silence allows you to find the strength to trust your own judgment, to follow your own path, and to stay true to the vision you have for your life. The beauty of silence is that it creates a space for you to be truly present with yourself. In a world that often values constant activity and noise, silence offers a much-needed reprieve. It allows you to recharge, to reconnect with your true self, and to refocus on what truly matters. This deep presence with yourself is where transformation begins. It is in these moments of stillness that you find the strength to heal, to grow, and to become the person you are meant to be. And in the silence, you are not alone in the traditional sense. It is not an absence of connection, but rather a different form of connection, a connection to your inner wisdom, your true desires, and your deepest desires and your deepest strengths. In these moments, you find the clarity and the courage to step into your own power. The world may be loud, filled with distractions and noise, but in the silence, you discover that you have all the answers you need. Silence, when embraced, allows you to break free from the constant need for external validation. When there is no one around to provide feedback, to tell you what to do, or to give you their approval, you begin to realize that you don't need that validation to move forward. You learn to trust yourself completely. You begin to understand that your voice is enough, your vision is enough, and your strength is enough. This realization gives you the confidence to move forward, even when you are the only one who believes in your vision. In the silence, you are free to explore, free to create, free to transform. And as you begin to harness the power of silence, You unlock the ability to see clearly, to innovate boldly, and to move forward with unwavering confidence. The world may try to pull you in 1,000 different directions, but in the quiet of your own mind, you find your way. When you embark on a journey alone, there is no safety net, no one to catch you when you fall. It is in these moments of solitude that you face the harsh realities of your own limitations and potential. The challenges seem bigger, the road longer, and the weight heavier. But paradoxically, it is through facing these very challenges that you discover your true strength. Each obstacle is not just something to overcome, but an opportunity to evolve. And every difficulty that arises presents you with the chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. It is through the process of overcoming adversity that you learn what you're truly made of. The first thing you realize when you start to face challenges alone is that no one else can carry the burden for you. You are the one who must dig deep, summon your courage, and push through. There is no one else to blame when things go wrong, and no one else to thank when things go right. This responsibility can feel daunting, but it is also incredibly empowering. You start to realize that your success or failure is in your own hands. No matter how tough the road may seem, you have the power to keep going. The more you face these challenges head on, the more you build a mental and emotional muscle that allows you to withstand future hardships with even more resilience. As you encounter difficulties on your path, there will be moments when the temptation to quit is overwhelming. The weight of the challenge may feel unbearable, and you may question whether you're strong enough to continue. But it is exactly in these moments of doubt that true strength emerges. When you push through despite the uncertainty, when you continue moving forward, even when everything inside you wants to stop, you discover a well of untapped potential. You learn that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. The strength you thought you lacked was always there, waiting to be activated. And once it is, you realize that you are far more resilient than you ever gave yourself credit for. Facing challenges alone also forces you to get creative. When you have no one to turn to for help, you are forced to think outside the box, to find innovative solutions, and to trust in your own resourcefulness. The lack of external support forces you to become your own problem solver. This creative problem-solving process builds confidence in your ability to navigate difficulties, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you can find a solution. It also teaches you the invaluable skill of adaptability. You learn to adjust your plans, think quickly, and act decisively in order to keep moving forward. As you continue to face challenges alone, you begin to see that these obstacles are not there to break you. They are there to transform you. Every difficulty is an opportunity to shed old habits, outdated thinking, and limiting beliefs. You begin to see the world through a new lens, one that is more focused on possibilities than problems. The more you confront challenges, the more you develop a mindset that sees setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. But this shift in perspective is one of the most powerful changes you can make because it transforms the way you view adversity. Instead of fearing it, you embrace it as a necessary part of the journey that contributes to your growth and success. As the challenges become more frequent and more intense, you begin to build an inner resilience that is unshakable. You develop the ability to face setbacks with calmness, to learn from failures instead of being defeated by them. This inner strength gives you the ability to remain steady, even in the most turbulent of times. You become less swayed by external circumstances because you know that no matter what happens, you have the inner resources to handle it. This self-reliance creates a foundation of unshakable confidence. It is no longer the external world that dictates your success, but your own ability to overcome, adapt, and persist. In the face of challenges, you also begin to see the value of perseverance. The journey becomes less about avoiding hardship and more about how you respond to it. The key to success is not in avoiding difficulties, but in how you approach them. As you face each challenge alone, you develop the grit and determination to keep going, even when progress seems slow or difficult. The ability to persevere in the face of adversity becomes a skill that not only serves you in your personal journey, but also in your professional endeavors. You learn to push through when others might quit. And this perseverance becomes a defining characteristic of your success. The transformation that occurs through facing challenges alone is profound. You start to see yourself not as someone who is vulnerable or fragile, but as someone who is capable, adaptable, and unbreakable. Then each challenge that you face becomes an opportunity to shed a layer of self-doubt and to replace it with unwavering self-belief. You begin to realize that you are your own greatest ally, and no matter how difficult the road may seem, you have everything you need within you to succeed. But the journey may be long and the obstacles may be many, but each challenge you face brings you closer to the person you are destined to become. The strength, creativity, and resilience you develop along the way become the very qualities that will carry you to success, not just once, but time and time again. Independence is often portrayed as a key to success, and in many ways it holds a truth that cannot be ignored. When you do things on your own, without leaning on others for answers, solutions, or approval, you unlock a well of untapped creativity and innovation. Relying solely on yourself forces you to approach problems from new angles, to think in ways you might not have considered before. And this freedom allows you to explore the boundaries of your capabilities, to try things that are unconventional or unexpected, and to ultimately find unique solutions that are authentic to you. The absence of others' influence leaves room for your mind to wander freely, to think outside of the box without the fear of judgment or criticism. This kind of independence doesn't just build self-reliance, it fosters a fertile ground for creativity to thrive. It, Without the influence of external voices, you are encouraged to listen more closely to your own instincts. You start to notice patterns and possibilities that were once hidden in plain sight. In the absence of constant input from others, you start to trust your own judgment more deeply. But you might have doubts along the way. But these doubts are not paralyzing, they become a part of the process. The more you practice solving problems on your own, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. The creative solutions you come up with are a direct result of the space you've created by relying solely on yourself. In this space, you become the expert of your own life, the one who knows best what will work for you. Independence also encourages an adaptive mindset. Without a preset plan or external expectations to adhere to, you learn to navigate life's challenges with flexibility and creativity. When you encounter a problem, instead of immediately seeking out someone to tell you what to do, you start to explore your options, experiment, and adapt your approach based on the circumstances. This ability to adapt not only makes you more innovative, but also more resilient. Life is filled with uncertainties, and being able to adjust to new conditions is an essential skill. When you face these challenges on your own, you quickly realize that flexibility is often the key to finding solutions that are both effective and sustainable. Moreover, independence teaches you the value of perseverance. When you are left to your own devices, there's no one around to motivate you, to push you when you feel like giving up, or to offer their support when you're facing obstacles. It is in these moments when no one is watching that your inner drive truly begins to emerge. You are forced to develop a resilience and determination that is powered solely by your own commitment to your goals. And the challenges you face alone teach you that success is not handed to you by others. It is earned by your own efforts, your own decisions, and your own ability to keep going when things get tough. By depending on yourself, you stop waiting for others to validate your ideas or affirm your worth. Instead, you start to find the strength and validation within yourself. Your worth becomes intrinsic, not dependent on the opinions or approval of others. So you begin to trust your own ideas and visions, even if no one else seems to understand them at first. This internal validation is incredibly empowering, and it allows you to pursue your path with a sense of purpose and conviction that cannot be easily shaken by external judgment. So you no longer seek permission to dream, create, or move forward. You simply do it because you know you are capable. The sense of independence also nurtures a deeper sense of responsibility. When you rely on yourself, you are accountable, not only for your actions, but for your results as well. This level of accountability can be challenging, as it means there's no one else to blame when things don't go as planned. But it's also deeply liberating. By owning both your successes and your failures, you gain a sense of control over your life. You stop looking for excuses or shortcuts, and instead you focus on what you can do to improve and adapt. This responsibility gives you the power to shape your future according to your own terms, and it teaches you that nothing is impossible when you take full ownership of your life. Being independent doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world or rejecting the support of others entirely. It means recognizing that your true potential lies within you, and that the strength to overcome obstacles and achieve your dreams comes from your own actions, decisions, and inner resolve. It means understanding that you are capable of finding your own answers, even if the path isn't always clear. The beauty of independence lies in the fact that it empowers you to find your own way, to create your own path, and to trust in your ability to navigate through life's challenges. As you continue to grow and evolve, you begin to see that independence doesn't just fuel your creativity and problem-solving abilities, it nurtures a deep sense of fulfillment. And when you achieve something on your own without relying on others for assistance or validation, the sense of accomplishment is far more profound. It's a reminder that you have the strength to create the life you desire, that you have the power to shape your destiny, and that you are fully capable of succeeding, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. This independence not only changes the way you see yourself, but also changes the way you approach life as a whole. You realize that you are the master of your fate, the creator of your success, and the architect of your own future. The process of growth is often one of discomfort, and it is through this discomfort that transformation takes place. Growth is rarely linear, and it certainly isn't always comfortable. Out of the challenges that come with personal development force you to question everything you thought you knew about yourself. These moments of struggle often create the foundation for the most profound changes in your life. Without discomfort, there is no change. Without facing the difficult moments, there is no evolution. It is easy to stay where it feels safe, to hold on to what is familiar. But it is in stepping into the unknown that real progress happens. And at some point, you must confront the fact that the comfort zone you've been clinging to is simply a barrier preventing you from reaching your full potential. It feels safe, but it also keeps you trapped. In this zone, you remain stagnant, unable to grow or discover what you're truly capable of. True growth comes when you choose to step outside of the zone, when you decide that the discomfort of change is worth the possibility of a better future. It requires the courage to push through the fear of the unknown, to embrace uncertainty, and to keep moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Every time you face discomfort head on, you build resilience. You show yourself that you can survive and thrive, even in the most challenging situations. When you are faced with difficult circumstances, it often feels as though everything is working against you. These moments can be discouraging, and they can make you question whether the struggle is worth it. But in the midst of these challenges, there is often an opportunity for you to learn something new about yourself. It is in these moments of difficulty that you discover hidden strengths you never knew you had. And you might surprise yourself with your ability to problem solve, to adapt, or to find new perspectives on an issue. These experiences teach you that you are capable of more than you ever imagined, and they set the stage for future growth. The more often you face these difficult situations and rise above them, the stronger you become. Discomfort also forces you to let go of old beliefs, behaviors, and patterns that no longer serve you. Personal growth requires that you challenge the parts of yourself that are outdated or limiting. The pain of this process may feel overwhelming at times, but it is necessary to move forward. As you break free from the limitations that have been holding you back, you create space for new ideas, new beliefs, and new behaviors to emerge. This process of shedding old habits and thought patterns is essential for becoming the person you are meant to be. And it's through this discomfort that you can evolve into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. The process may be painful, but it is also transformative. As you begin to embrace discomfort, you also begin to understand the importance of failure in the growth process. Failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs, but it is actually one of the most valuable tools for learning and growth. When you fail, you are forced to reflect on what went wrong, to adjust your approach, and to try again. Each failure becomes a lesson that brings you closer to success. The key is not to see failure as something negative, but as an essential part of the journey. The more you fail and get back up, the more you learn about yourself and the more you refine your approach. Failure, in this sense, is not something to fear. It is something to embrace as part of the path to success. The discomfort that comes with growth also teaches you how to manage stress and uncertainty. The more you challenge yourself, the more you learn how to handle difficult situations with composure and focus. Stress becomes less overwhelming, and you begin to develop the emotional resilience to cope with whatever life throws your way. You discover that you are not defined by the challenges you face, but by how you respond to them. Every time you confront discomfort and emerge on the other side, you prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought possible. This emotional strength builds over time and becomes a solid foundation for future growth. Another key element of growth is the ability to embrace change. Change is often difficult as it requires you to leave behind what is familiar in order to create something new. But change is also necessary for progress. Without it, there can be no growth. The discomfort of change can feel unsettling, but it is the catalyst for transformation. When you begin to see change as a natural part of the process rather than something to fear, you open yourself up to new opportunities and experiences. Change brings with it the chance to learn, to grow, and to step into a new version of yourself. By embracing change, you become more adaptable, more open to new ideas, and more willing to take risks that can lead to incredible rewards. Finally, growth is not something that happens overnight. It is a continuous process, often marked by setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. However, it is these very moments that contribute to your development. With each step forward, no matter how small, you are moving closer to the person you are meant to be. The discomfort that you experience along the way is not something to be avoided, it is something to be welcomed. It is through discomfort that you break free from the limitations that have been holding you back. It is through discomfort that you build the strength, resilience, and wisdom needed to move forward in life. In the end, it is the willingness to face discomfort head on that makes all the difference in your growth and success. There comes a point in every journey where you realize that everything you need to succeed is already inside you. This realization shifts the way you perceive your world and your potential. It becomes clear that external circumstances, though influential, do not hold the power to define your success. Instead, it is your mindset, your perseverance, and your ability to push through obstacles that truly shape your destiny. At this point, you stop waiting for the right opportunity, the right person, or the perfect conditions to make things happen. You understand that you are the one who must create the change you seek. The external world may present challenges, but it is how you respond to them that truly matters. You begin to trust in your own ability to navigate any situation, knowing that the answers you need are already within you. When you start looking inward for answers, a shift occurs in your thinking. No longer do you feel like a victim of circumstances, waiting for someone or something to give you permission to act. Instead, you begin to recognize your own agency in the process of change. You understand that you are in control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Your mind becomes your most powerful tool, and you start using it intentionally to create the reality you desire. This shift in perspective allows you to take responsibility for your life in a way that empowers you, knowing that your choices are the driving force behind your success. The process of looking inward also leads you to confront your own limiting beliefs. We all have beliefs, conscious or subconscious, that tell us what we can or cannot do. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, cultural conditioning, or fear of failure. However, as you become more aware of your own power, you begin to recognize these limiting beliefs for what they are: false narratives that have been holding you back. This awareness allows you to challenge and eventually dismantle these beliefs, replacing them with new, empowering thoughts that align with your goals. The more you work on reshaping your mindset, the more you realize how much control you have over your future. Your inner dialogue becomes one of possibility and potential, where obstacles are seen as opportunities for growth and success rather than insurmountable barriers. One of the most powerful shifts that happens when you realize that everything you need is already inside you is that you begin to take inspired action. No longer do you wait for things to fall into place. Instead, you take deliberate steps toward your goals, trusting that the path will unfold as you move forward. You are no longer paralyzed by fear, doubt, or the need for external validation. You trust in your instincts, in your ability to figure things out as you go, and in the knowledge that every action you take brings you closer to your desired outcome. You stop overthinking, second guessing, or waiting for perfect conditions. Instead, you embrace the process of doing, knowing that each step you take is a step toward growth. As you take more action and trust in your own abilities, you start to see the results of your efforts. These results may not always come immediately or in the way you expect, but they begin to build momentum. You realize that success is not about a single moment of achievement, but rather a series of small, consistent steps that lead you to your goals. The more you embrace this process, the more you start to see the value in persistence and patience. You come to understand that the most important part of any journey is not the destination, but the evolution you undergo as you work toward it. Each challenge you face and overcome, each lesson you learn along the way, becomes a part of the foundation that supports your growth. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more you grow. The realization that everything you need is already inside you also helps you develop a sense of confidence that is grounded in self-reliance. You stop looking for external approval, validation, or encouragement to move forward. So you learn to trust yourself in your abilities because you know that you are capable of navigating any obstacle that comes your way. This confidence doesn't come from arrogance or a false sense of superiority. Rather, it comes from the quiet understanding that you have the tools within you to handle whatever life presents. This deep self-assurance becomes the foundation of your success, allowing you to take bold risks, make difficult decisions, and move forward with unwavering belief in yourself. In addition to confidence, this inner awareness fosters a sense of inner peace. When you realize that the power to create your life lies within you, there is a calmness that settles in. You are no longer frantic or anxious, waiting for something outside yourself to change in order to find happiness or success. Instead, you focus on what you can control, and you learn to navigate the uncertainties of life with a sense of trust and surrender. This peace comes from the understanding that you are not powerless in the face of challenges, but